Hey to the people, 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 hey to the people. We got a show tonight for you guys. We got a lot to discuss, and I'm not here alone. But before we get into that, my name is Chase. This is No Chaser TV, where you want to be. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and coming into the lounge because the lounge is open. Make sure that you have your cocktails. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bells, and make sure that you're welcoming our guest that we have on the stage with us today. Here we go. Yeah, let's get into it because I'm here with D of the Neighborhood Talk, the managing editor, and baby, she is D. All of the above. D. I hate to be in your business ever so, but baby, you lives for a bag, and I lives for a girl with a bag. Oh my god!
Oh.
I saw that Intrecciato.
Oh.
Uh, ooh, I said,
Listen,
ooh,
I have a man that likes to spoil
I know
me.
that's right.
period. Meanwhile, I'm over here scrubbing and scrounging and like good times surviving trying to get my bag because I would go hungry over a bag. Y'all know that. We're gonna get into that. And y'all, of course, know Sammy. Sammy's a day oneer. He's been here. Me and Sammy have been rocking at this point for years. And so you know how Sammy gives it up. And we're gonna give it to you just like we do. I know a lot of times I feel like, we've gotten a little PG or a little, PC. Uh, but today we're gonna give it to you like we used to. And so that means it is what it is. And whoever mad, just going to have to be mad, and we'll come back and do it again next time, okay? With that
Okay.
being said, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bells. Like I said, it is what it is. But before we get into it, are you guys drinking anything because the lounge is open? What are y'all drinking?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
So I brought my red solo cup tonight because I
Ooh.
feel like, this is gutter activity. Okay. It's not time for a flute for a wine glass. So it's Hennessy and some lemonade in here.
Period. I am drinking Hennessy and Coke in my red cup, so we can dog all the way. And Sammy, I hope you don't have nothing to drink. You got
Well,
some?
that's the thing. I didn't know what tonight was going to be. You know, we got guidelines over here now, so I did not have. But however, since I know that the lounge is open, I won't be here by myself, so I will be having some reposado and pineapple. As soon as y'all get started, if I disappear, I'm at the bar.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, we do have some rules and regulations over here down to the lounge now. But we will definitely give you the opportunity to go ahead and get your cocktail. But before we get started, there was some breaking news that just dropped, and so we're going to go ahead and talk about that really quickly. Or should we save that? Let's talk about it now to get it over with, and then we'll figure out how y'all want to do it. Do y'all want to just go ahead and jump right into the meat and potatoes, or let's just knock out a couple of the little incidentals first? How about that?
We could do some of the incidentals so I can let my drink kick in because I want to be on y'all level. Y'all not gonna have fun without me. I'm sorry.
Sammy, don't now. All right, now we got rule. All right, now I said all right.
I'm gonna
Said the
follow.
rules and regulations was way, but all right, all
Somebody
right.
said cut water. I know that's right.
Cut water. Who in the lounge with cut water?
Oh, they about to be fighting. There's security in the
Oh
building.
my
There's
God!
security
Who's
in the
looking around
building.
with cut water? Y'all don't do that, please. Okay. I can't talk. I'm on Hennessy and Coke. Like it gets no realer, right? Okay. Let me go ahead and pull this up really quickly, if you don't mind. I hope this is the right page because Portia has just released a message and it reads as follows. Y'all know I am post op. We still have surgery, stitches in the eye, so y'all bear with me, okay? All right. But I promise you I can read. I was a third grade spelling bee champ too, so I can spell and I can read. Just give me a break. Okay. So Portia Williams says, wait, just catching up here in the Bahamas. Yo, I can't believe there are actually people talking about my mother and mentioning my daughter in a negative way. Was this really worth it? Shamia took this way too far. You're not innocent. While you got people discussing my mom because of a lie you told on this show, if we're going to discuss it, keep it between us. Now let's discuss you sleeping with your manager who's married to one of your high school's friends. Oh, as well as a pastor in Decatur who's 100% on your roster, along with many more. Hashtag let's go. Hashtag RHOA.
Mm.
Any comments before we get into it? I mean, I just, I would say this. Let me go ahead and preface tonight with this, at least for me, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna preface tonight with this. For me, this is very disheartening. For me, I hate that it has gotten here, but it's been a long time coming. And although I understand that you always want friendships to stay together, you don't want them to have these types of issues, you don't want them to break up, you don't want them to go through these things. Sometimes it is what it is. And as far as that message is concerned, y'all can choose to believe whatever y'all want to believe. I don't like to believe anything that I can't substantiate with proof. So I don't. So when anybody says something for me, I just kind of be like, okay, girl, you know what I mean? Unless
Yeah.
it's some proof, I don't like to like because here's the thing, right? People are saying, "Oh, I believe Portia on this," and then when Shamia say something, I say, oh, "But I don't believe Shamia over there." Or people will say, "Shamia, oh, I believe Shamia on this, but I don't believe Portia on that." And yeah, you're well within your rights to believe whatever you want to believe. However, I typically, generally don't like to do that because I don't like going down a rabbit hole and trying to sift through it. However, tonight I'm gonna do it for y'all, just not on this, but on the show, I'm gonna do it for y'all for that. But this, I don't know. I just feel like, whoa. What do you think, D? Whoa.
I think this is nasty. I hate one, I live for a good tell all. But when it comes to airing out, your best friend's tea because y'all are not cool at the moment, I don't agree with that because it creates a space where now I don't know if we could ever be friends again because this is now beyond just, the mama beef. Because at the end of the day, Shamia is going to side with her mom, Portia's going to side with her mom, and we don't know what their mom told them. They both could be telling the truth. If their mamas don't like each other, who knows what their mothers are saying about each other. That's neither here nor there. But Portia and Shamia airing out each other's dirty laundry, I hate to see this happen because it's really going into a place where we may not ever see them be cool again.
And I always hold out hope. I really do. I mean, I know y'all gonna call me crazy, but a part of me felt like with some work, if they wanted the relationship, they could even possibly come back from last night with some work, right?
Sure.
But at this point, listen, I am a optimistic person, but child, it is what it is.
She
Ain't no coming back
was
from
a
this.
friend of mine.
Right, right.
Out
Oh,
with my man.
my.
She lied.
Uh,
She.
mm, and
I don't
love
see
me
it.
until,
Confused. Portia was going to
baby,
speak
ain't no
now. Portia
coming back,
said,
y'all.
Portia said, where'd that come from? Who said that?
Who said that? Ain't no coming back, y'all. This is
No.
this is out of control. This is out of control. Sammy, did you have any thoughts on the latest from Portia?
You know what?
Hmm.
Listen, Portia could have said this in Scotland.
Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
never for as we know Portia will take some and spit it out real quick, but this Scotland was what like in November,
Hmm. It
September,
was November.
and this is what you get now. And I will say this for her to preface it with you're on the camera talking about my mother. At the end of the day, Portia, you took the mama shot first. Hell, your mama took the shot first, honestly. But this whole what Shamia did, you could have did this in Scotland. It's kind of the same. I know we'll get into it. Just like with Shamia at the table. Like now we want to talk about all these things. Y'all was cool with it when y'all was friends or whatever that kind of relationship was. Do we really care at this point?
Child. All right, y'all. Well, let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of everything that we're here to talk about. Let's go ahead and get right into this episode. Make sure that you guys are liking, commenting, turning on the notification bells, hyping. Make sure that you follow all of us everywhere that you need to follow us at. Sean, I see that you're in the lounge tonight. Make sure that the people are liking, commenting, subscribing, following, hyping the video. I need you to do your job tonight, boo. Okay. All right. All right, let's get right on into it. The girls play a game. Well, they play a series of games, and little old Kelly gets dragged in tug of war. Now, I ain't gonna lie, that was funny. Okay, I'll do this. What? anybody think about the games? We'll start with you, Dee. Did you have any
Okay,
comments
you
about
have to
the game?
tell me about the game because your girl was traveling back
Okay.
from out of town. So I did catch the end of the tea with Portia and Shamia,
Mhm.
and I'm pretty much caught up on everything. But what about the game? Because I
Well,
didn't see
they
the
had
full
just
episode.
they just had some fun and games at the beginning of the episode. It was a lighthearted moment. It
Uh
gives
huh.
you hope for the group finally moving forward in a positive way. They played tug of war, and Poe Kelly got tugged and drugged all up and down Scotland. I thought it was funny. She was upside down with them legs kicking up in the air like that.
Okay.
Sammy, did you have a good laugh at that?
I was tickled. It kind of gave, that's what you get. She had been deserving a little discipline, and I guess it came in the form of play. So everybody ended, everybody left okay, and she kind of got a little bit of what she deserved.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, back at the mansion, the group is having lunch, and Portia asks Kelly how she's doing. And Shamia looking like, I know they damn lying. What you mean, how she doing? Portia is thankful that things took a turn for the two of them being Portia and Kelly. And Shamia thinks it's crazy that Portia can forgive Kelly and everyone else, but cannot forgive Shamia. Shamia then called, well, before we get into that, is it crazy, Sammy, that Portia can forgive everybody, but it seems like she is unwilling to forgive Shamia?
Is it crazy? I don't think it to be crazy. I mean, it's easier to if there's like surface level friendships or acquaintances or whatever you want to label them as. It's easy to just say, whatever we had going on is under the bridge. We can move forward versus someone that you have years of history with, and you feel like you've been done wrong by them. So it may seem unfair to Shamia, but I don't see it as being crazy.
Dee, did you have a thought about
Yeah,
Shamia thinking it's crazy?
initially I felt the same way that, maybe she just doesn't value Kelly's friendship the same. So it was just easy for her to just kind of kiss and make up. But at the same time, I mean, how many episodes are we in now? Like, I feel like Portia and Shamia could have had a conversation. And it's just been a bit odd seeing them navigate these shared spaces. And it's like, you can't talk to somebody that you grew up with. Like, we can't get past whatever this issue is. So it's not awkward. It's a bit weird. I think that it's a bit weird, and I can understand Shamia's stance because I mean, you just had a glass in this girl's face because she said you was, effing all the Nigerians in Atlanta, and now you want to know how she's doing.
You know what I think is weird? People can feel their way about Portia forgiving the girls. I think it's weird that the girls are forgiving Portia. And it's no tea, no shade.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think is weird. I got to keep it real. I got to keep it 100. If you said to me, like, I feel like what we see tonight is probably a point of no return. A point of no return for me, I hate to say it. You said if I keep messing, making you mad, you're going to fuck my man. What? You're going to do what? Most especially if you are mad at somebody else for saying something else about your man at the pool. You only mad at that person. I understand that Portia has not really crossed the boundary since they've gotten over that. I get that. I respect that. I hear you. But I also do not think I went back and watched season 16. Angela was not willing to move forward and forgive Shamia after that happened.
Yeah.
She was not willing to do that. Now, I know y'all finna get up and say that one last year, that one last year is very relevant. Everything that I'm going to talk about, no matter if it was 10 years ago, it all plays a part in what we saw last night. For me, I feel like Portia doing that is Real Housewives, and yes, that's what the Real Housewives do. But her willingness to move forward with everyone else and not move forward in a semi-genuine way with Shamia up until we get to the dinner table, to me, makes me feel as if she wants to ice Shamia out. And I just got to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what it gives. That's
She was trying to
exactly
do
what it gives.
that back in the season with her wedding.
We're gonna call it out tonight. Everybody getting called to the company tonight. Everybody getting called. Bring them out. Bring them out. Everybody getting their ass whooped tonight. Everybody. All right. So that's what I think is funny. And so, like, with her being willing to make up with Kelly, if I was Shamia, I think Shamia leads a lot with her emotions and her heart on her sleeve and her friendship. And that friendship has been dead, baby. We're gonna get into when the friendship died, but that friendship been dead and gone, and you the only one been holding on. And if you don't see that they are making business moves and making them without you, I don't know what to tell you. If I was Shamia and I saw that, I would be trying to make up with the girls too. I would have been, if we in Scotland, I would have said, you know what? This is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying, Drew? And even Angela, this is ridiculous. Our initial issue started because I was taking up for Portia. I don't really have an issue with you girls. I feel like you guys have said things. I feel like I've said things and it's all gone too far. And I just want to butt it up, leave it in Scotland, and move forward. You cannot keep fighting all these people and think that you should have a place on this show, whether they started it or you started it. It does not matter at the end of the day, because what they're going to go ahead and do is make it look like they can do this without you, get rid of you, and then fight each other until the next person turn. And so right now you up on the docket. Are you going to let these girls trick you out of the spot that you have wanted for years? It'd be no way that I would let them trick me out of my spot. And this is when I think keeping it real goes wrong, because I think that Shamia is operating from a place of realness and authenticity in certain areas of the show, but you got to turn your business hat on the other end of the show. And right now, everybody going along to get along, but you, and you look like the odd man out, whether you're right or wrong.
You know what? I think I have a difference of opinion. I feel like Shamia is facing everything she's facing is because she's not being true to herself on this show. She's doing a lot of people pleasing, and she's also trying to do things that, in my opinion, it seems a bit underhanded to benefit herself, and it's all coming back to bite her in her face. But maybe because she's not that person and she's trying to do it for this show, and she ain't doing it the right way. It's not a right way to do that, but she don't even know how to. She's not presenting it in the way that the other girls are. Because let's face it, a lot of these girls come on here this season alone, and they're not. I'm not saying they're not being their authentic selves, but they're not giving us true TV. But the thing is, they know how to stick to the script. You can call them out on their lives and all the BS they're doing, but they still gonna ride with it as if that's their personality. Shamia always somehow folds in and tells on herself. And then now we looking at you like, girl, what the hell? I.e. the last year about the alliance at the reunion. And then you got the whole Portia talking to Drew, and then it's like, what are you doing? Like, there's no way that you thought you were gonna do these things and it was going to be beneficial to you if it got out to the public.
For me, I just feel like at this big grown age, I don't want to watch another grown woman beg somebody to be their friend. If all of y'all don't like me, let me just be the villain. Like, Shamia, just tap into that role. Just be the person that doesn't care. You still show up. They still got to film with you.
They still got your contract.
They still got to see you. So just tap into that role and give them your ass to kiss. But to be getting up and crying and walking away, like, it's just tired.
And we have saw Kenya showed us when she first came on. They could all be against you, but if you do it right, they ain't gonna move you.
We have seen the girl, and that's what makes a legend a legend. And I'm gonna call out some names, and y'all may feel a type of way about these names, but you cannot disagree with. Maybe you can, but I wouldn't agree with you if you did. That these girls held it down when everybody was against them. Teresa Giudice, Nene Leakes, Mariah Huck. You know what I mean? Like, that's what make you great. Miss Quad. That's had
you better say it.
Girl, you know I listen, child, please. Okay. Anyway, y'all, if y'all don't know, me and Sammy started out reviewing Married to Medicine back in season 8, and we've come a very long way because we were fresh off Mariah versus Quad, baby. It was Mariah and it was Quad down there, baby. We were duking it out. So anytime we get to talking about Mariah and Quad, it brings up old feelings. It really does. But yeah, so I do think it's crazy that the girls forgiving Portia. If anybody, and you know what, sometimes you just got the juice, dog, and I can't hate on you if you got the juice. It really should have been everybody upset with Portia this season, but it didn't shake out that way. And I'm just really like, when you look at the things that Portia has said and did, as opposed to what Shamia did and said, it's like, now who y'all mad at?
Okay. Does it not make you question like what's really going on? And I feel like people like Cynthia, who are usually impartial, can actually be looking at you like you moving wrong. Girl, what the hell are you really doing?
No, it doesn't. Cynthia, I love Cynthia down boots, the house down. Everybody know that, but I have questioned Cynthia many a season, so it does not surprise me.
I feel like they all be questioned, but they all usually have some type of understanding or some type of sense with situations. They are all looking at Shamia like, and it's making you wonder, like, what's really happening behind these cameras.
Well, okay, yeah.
I mean, something behind the cameras, because the things that we see Shamia do, like her little digs that they get mad about, everybody has little digs, but it seems like Hers, it has to be a drawn out issue. Like, why can't it just be a little shade that stays at that table and then we get to move on the
But you know
next
what?
episode?
I think it could be like a personality clash, and also if you think about it, like okay, so little shade, yes, but then you have like when where were they at when Kay was telling Shamia, "Come on, stop picking with Drew. You do things like that, and then
Mm-hmm.
you're confused as to why Drew is on your ass now. Like what? It's like what everybody's against me, everybody's against me. But girl, you was just sitting at that table trying to be funny with the lady, and now that she picking at you, you crying in the confessional because you confused. I'm not confused. I saw you do it, so how you don't remember you did it? And I think that's their issue with her. Like it's the whole throwing a rock and then whoa, it's me. No, you can't do it that way. If you're gonna be an asshole, you got to stick it through.
No,
Yeah,
that's true. You got to be that ass and that
for sure.
hole now. You got to have both of them. You can't have the ass without the hole. You can't beat the head without the tail, baby. You got to bring it on. Don't come like no cabbage. The reality rundown is in the room in the lounge, and they said we agree with all of those names that you mentioned. Period. And this is over here on our Instagram lounge. We're gonna read the YouTube comments. We're gonna read the comments everywhere.
Okay.
Seesaw Espinoza. Oh, okay. Look at us international with it. Period. Says because she's not made for reality TV. We all right. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Pinky asks Kay what's up with her and Shamia, and Kay says it doesn't feel the same. She wants to know how Shamia has an attitude with her and says she told Shamia she didn't care if she was mad, they were still going to be friends, but Shamia said that only Kelly has her back. Pinky said that Shamia is probably mentally checked out because she is literally fighting with everyone in the group. Kay says that she watched Shamia turn into this monster. I have to ask the people. I ask you, Sammy, is Shamia a monster? And what did you think about that conversation? Because I do have thoughts.
I don't think that she's turned into a monster per se. But she is moving different. But I think Pinky like hit it on the head. Like she's just at this point, she's tapped out. She don't have anything to give to nobody other than, I guess, Kelly. As far as a monster, I don't think she's a monster. I get you can be tired and mentally drained because you fight with everybody, but I just think the whole point Shamia is missing is that she's kind of initiated majority of her issues. And then, I mean, if you don't want to really look at that and own that, then I can see why you're drained at this point. You're so confused, but girl, you putting little fires everywhere. At some point, you're gonna run out of corners to run to, and then that's why we get where we at now.
Yeah.
I think Shamia has, as far as like what K Michelle was saying, that she's turned into a different person. I think Shamia was that person while they were friends. I think K Michelle just was really pissed off at the comment of, my friends don't want me to be friends with you. And so now that has unlocked this new vision to where she's seeing Shamia as a, this new person. But I don't think that she's been behaving any differently. I think
That
that Shamia was upset that, she took her issues to the group before, she spoke with her. And I think K Michelle she just didn't like that. And now it's just becoming a little bit bigger than it needs to be. Now it's, I see you differently and I may need to pull away, but that's always been Shamia. If you just mad that she said that about her friends, just say that.
you know what, Deja, that's a good point because you think about what she said initially when she was with Portia, how she had that stuff with Kelly and she threw them comments on Kelly, so now she was side eyeing Portia. So then
Mm-hmm.
you have Shamia now telling you this about, my homegirls really don't like you and I'm doing you a favor basically. So now she looking at her like, what the hell is this? So that's actually an interesting point. But that goes back to me saying Shamia is just not being Shamia until she get upset. Then we
Yeah.
get Shamia.
Yeah.
Listen, I didn't agree with the monster comment. I thought it was a stretch. If I'm becoming a monster, I'm becoming a monster because you motherfuckers making me be one. Y'all on my ass, literally and figuratively, and I had to get y'all up off of me. And I think that K Michelle dragging it. I really think that I feel that it was a misunderstanding. Not even a misunderstanding, maybe miscommunication. I just feel like even with K Michelle, let's talk about it. Even with K Michelle unfollowing and then posting, friends, and then she did a post last night about friends and how many of us have them. My thing is, you knew she was friends with these women who you say have tormented you, and I will agree. I don't know about torment, but I feel like those ladies were very unfair to her. And I think that I don't know if Rashida, someone can give me that. Did Rashida ever apologize to K Michelle?
No. And she said she ain't ever gonna.
She need to. You need to.
Yeah.
You need to. And they also, I also would like for Toya, K Michelle, Toya and K Michelle to whatever their thing is to drop it, neither one of them with him, and he did the same thing to you allegedly that he allegedly did to her. So at that point, it's a wash, in my opinion, right? However, I feel that you knowing that Shamia is friends with these women and asking, can you go somewhere with where they're going to be in that clique? Why? Why would you ask that and then get upset or hurt that the answer is no? And then even if someone says, well, I can't bring you over there because of this, this, and that, and they really don't want me to be your friend anyway, but I'm being your friend, I could somewhat understand how that would put you off and is off-putting and all of those things, but that's natural conversation. That is like being honest. Maybe it's being too honest. Maybe it's giving information that didn't need to be divulged, I
So
think.
that's what I was gonna say. If also on the same foot, like if Shamia knows that these women don't like K Michelle, it kind of goes without saying. Like, of course they wouldn't want you to be friends with her. So unless K Michelle asked her that, I did agree that it was kind of unnecessary to bring up, but I wouldn't have been crying about it. I wouldn't have left the
But
club.
I also wouldn't cry if you tell me no and I ask you to go hang around the girls that are tormenting me. I don't understand.
You know what? I think
I
I
don't
think
get
the
it.
unnecessary part about it was her telling what her friends are telling her. Like, why are you taking this to K Michelle? Like, it's granted they don't deal with the girl and that, along with the whole.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. That. Oh, oh, he was getting cooking. Come on now. Well, while we waiting on friend to cook, I'm sure he'll get done cooking when he come back in the middle of my sentence. But while we waiting on friend to cook down there, um, I wouldn't have even asked. Like I wouldn't after I found out where you were going, right? I said, oh, okay, I'll see you next time.
right.
Or I would say, hey, it's been so long, neither one of us with him. I would love if you could facilitate an understanding between me and the rest of the girls and let them know I'm not coming on nothing. Maybe not Rashida. Rashida owe that girl an apology. But me
Mhm.
and Toya at least can like drop this. You know what I mean? Like it's over, it's done. I'll apologize if she feel like I said something, and I can come to the table, and hopefully she can come to the table. We can move forward. Rashida, I don't care. I said to the blue in the face. Rashida owe an apology. However, that whole thing puts me off, and for it to be now like a friend to everybody is a friend to nobody. You knew she was a friend to everybody when you was befriending her too. Like
Mhm.
that kind of stuff throws me off, and I see what people say about K Michelle when they say she has a propensity to take things 0 to 100 like that. As no, like a lot of that stuff can be worked out. Like these aren't reasons to fall out with people. You call them out for moving flaw. You let them know that you don't appreciate how they move. You hash it out and you move forward. Even with this situation where she's saying, "Oh, I said you're gonna be my friend," and she changed, switched up on me, and she was mad. People are allowed to be mad, and if somebody's mad, get out of my face and give me 10 minutes, okay? And girl, I'm calm. Okay, girl, we can move forward. Give her a night. If you guys are recognizing that there's something else going on with her, and then Pinky throws out there that, oh, I mean, are y'all good? Because I mean, I feel like y'all ain't really good like that in the middle of a thing of an event where everybody else is coming for her, and now you're throwing up an issue that I didn't even know we had, right?
Mhm.
And you told somebody else first. I too would be annoyed with you.
Yeah.
Well, that's very fresh for Shamia, given that that's how Portia found out about their issue.
Period. But the monkey ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Ain't no fun when the rapper got the gun.
Ain't no fun when the rabbit got. Now, see, the one thing about Shamia, I do feel Shamia is always falling victim to her own circumstances or
Mhm.
deja vu or situations that she's created for others, and the beds that she's created for others. She's had to lie on them, and she don't like how I feel when she have to lie down. And baby, this is why you should not do the things that you've done in the past.
But it was messy of Pinky to do that because I thought that Pinky was more so locked in with that little crew. I just felt like why wouldn't you just pull your friends to the side instead of trying to do what the viewers are calling this dogpiling.
Pinky
Pinky
like
locked into that check.
yeah, there you go. Pinky's out here for my paper, baby. I got all these bankruptcies going on. We gonna talk about this.
I love you, Diva, but I got to make this paper. Okay, love you down. We're gonna have a drink after this, but no, ma'am, right now. Because Pinky though, she was dead ass wrong for what she did. Okay, anyway. Speaking of Pinky, she's upset and has an issue with her business that has cost her $20,000 to correct. And every day is something. And I'm just tired of fighting, Lord Jesus. And baby, let me tell you something. I know what y'all gonna say. I don't give a damn what y'all gonna say, because I be mad when I miss 20 cents. Bitch, I be like, I know. I be mad when the dag. I remember. Oh Lord Jesus, thank you Jesus, thank you Lord, thank you Lord, thank you, because I have been there when I was on lunch break and I ain't have a 13.89 in that account, and that Apple hit for that 10.99. I say, God damn it, I done been there. So I get it. When somebody come out of my account, I be tight. But Angela says that Pinky leaves with money, 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 and so she got so much money. In the words of Kaya. Okay. Okay. Since you got so much money, right? It shouldn't phase you, and you should be able to move forward. Hey, Chase. Hey. I'm on TikTok too, y'all. But uh, Angela doesn't really seem sympathetic to it and feels like Pinky should be able to move forward and move on, because at the end of the day, it is just money. Where did you guys land on that? Did you get a chance to see that scene at all?
Yes, I
Dee?
did.
Okay.
I did. I think Angela just doesn't feel sympathetic for Pinky in general. Like, just because they made up and they're cool, it's like this is still the person that says she could throw a rock and hit 10 people that she owes. So, I don't think she has really tears for the situation. With Pinky, I can understand how frustrating it is as a viewer, and just watching her navigate this whole crisis. And she does talk about her money a lot, and then she has talked about the success of her husband's business. I just don't understand why she just won't take a little check from the husband, and so we can end this. I'm tired of seeing it. Like, I want her to get past it, but just let him pay the debt so we can just move on.
Excuse me, Sammy.
Oh, yeah. So we have to. Angela was off putting this scene for me. And I say that because we are coming off, you had your failed business endeavor when you tried the houses, and now you fight so hard to go ahead and correct that so you can have some type of self-satisfaction. So how do you not understand this woman sitting here going through bankruptcies and all these issues, having some kind of breakdown because she's losing money and she's not profiting? I feel like Angela could have been more empathetic in regards to that, but I guess she also probably sees it as we both have these, financially successful husbands. So girl, just go get the money from over there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that could be her mindset, but I do think she could understand why Pinky is so, I don't want to say depressed, but upset about her situation. But I mean, I think Angela just there for the mess. She said, this right here ain't moving nothing. We need to get back to some other stuff. So maybe she used, because even the consoling her didn't seem genuine. She was just rubbing her shoulder like, it's just money. It's just money. Like, come on, girl, get up. It's just a check. So I was like, okay, well, I don't get it.
This money?
I should have understood in that moment it should have been Angela, given what she just went through with them houses.
She was crying last year down bad about them houses, remember?
But that's what she don't care about Pinky like that.
Yeah.
Angela hold grudges. Let's just call it what it is. Angela hold grudges.
I gotta say, I have to give Pinky her things. I feel like for me, for this season, she's kind of put the real back in Housewives of Atlanta. And I will admit, when I first heard about her, we were seeing them shoot them, like the stills and the photos and them at the events. I was just like, girl, what are we doing? But I have to say, Pinky's she's been the highlight of the season. From her reactions to the little goofy stuff she's been doing, I have thoroughly enjoyed Pinky. And I have to get that because I was not excited, interested when I initially heard about her coming. Because I didn't understand.
I like Pinky. I just want to see more than just the money woes. Like, I want to see resolve. Like, I don't want to keep crying about, it's just giving Peter Thomas all over again with all these money. I'm tired of it. Like, she has so many connections, so many people that could get this wrapped up. Like, I don't want this to just be the sole focal point of her storyline, because it's so much more to her than just this money.
Think about Peter Thomas. He was smart enough to go to that spouse. Pinky.
Right. He got that money from Cynthia. Now he ain't do right with it.
He didn't even have to ask the man for the money. He said, I'm gonna give you $2 million. Let a man tell me I'm gonna give you $2 million.
Angela said, girl, get your ass up about them 20,000. Okay, come on. We're gonna go ahead. I would look at Angela like, are you, girl, what? What? Remember when that lady say, damn, double H side. And the girl say, she look back like that. And I was the peak as Angela like, girl, what? Okay, anyway. Um the girls do Kegel exercises led by Portia on the bus, and Shamia says it's gonna make her cum, and Portia pays it dust. Portia's and Phaedra say they're paying for the girls' items at the store, and Shamia says, "Child, will put it on your card or cash app, and I'll cash app you later." And Portia again pays her dust. So not only has she made up with Kelly, but she has been paying her desert dust all episode. Okay, girl. Anyway, so and let me tell you something I noticed. That's they friends for real. You know why? Because I feel as if Portia knows. That's the biggest pet peeve for Shamia is to make her feel like ignored, and because she did it and she did it so effortlessly, and it was just like the more she did it, the more it just drove Shamia effing insane.
I don't know if it's that tequila, but you know what I'm thinking.
Mm-mm,
Otherwise, you know, don't say it. Okay.
No, you can say it.
Well, you know why Portia knew that? Because I'm having an issue right now. When you don't get this little dog to be all in your face, the attention that they want, this how they get.
Yeah, it speaks to the dynamic of their
It speaks
friendship.
to the dynamic of why
Yeah.
everybody lap dog. And you know what's so funny? When Shamia was saying all those things and Portia was paying her, I think it was in that moment Shamia said, "I got you, bitch."
Well, I got you. Oh, you want to pay me some dust? You gonna pay attention now?
It was in that moment because she was trying so hard to
She was
get
trying.
a little friendship reconnection, a little giggle, a little laugh, a little inside joke. And Portia was sitting down at the table, just come on, get these kilts so I can pay for this and get the hell up.
Girl, come on, let's go.
Yeah, that's Shamia. That's what Shamia said. We finna get you this dinner. And I'm finna.
But when you like look into that, right? If you break it down, that is choosing to deny someone of something that you know they need in a sense. You know what I mean? And I could see how that would hurt Shamia, especially if Shamia's sitting back and watching you make up with everybody else but her. Because Shamia, I hate to say it, Shamia need that validation from Portia too.
It's so much I have to say. I'm gonna just wait to the end, and I hope.
But let's get to the end.
But it's weird for me because you know, even outside of the show and all of the interviews, Shamia makes it seem like she's cool not being friends with Portia. Like, you know, like we're at odds right now. It is what it is. She's going her way, I'm going my way. But that doesn't translate in what we're seeing on camera.
Which is why she be dropping them little breadcrumbs, hoping somebody would pick up those issues and take it back to Portia or have somebody on her side so they can understand how she feels. And it's draining at this point. And I'm not even a part of the friend group. I'm just watching it on TV, and I'm like, girl, Shamia, speak up and be honest.
She spoke.
She spoke up now. You don't get your wish.
Care about it. I think. Well, I'm sure we'll get there. But
we're about to get to it right now. Actually, you're gonna get the wish. But I will say this: I still, though, think that for the majority of the season, the way that the girls were running back and lying about what Shamia was saying about Portia, because she was not talking to Portia about them. She was shutting it down a fair amount outside of the one person, again, who she thought was a safe space, which was Cynthia, who also went back and took back some stuff incorrectly to Portia, right? I think that she did the best she could, but I really wish they would have had this conversation in Dallas, because we shouldn't have waited 14 episodes for this. But let's get into it. Drew says Dennis told her about his relationship with Portia and said that, listen, Portia's moved on. Angela asks Portia, well, is it because of Mike? How does he feel about Mike? And Portia says, not so much Mike, but about my lesbian relationship, bitch. Now, when that happened, I was looking at Angela like, now, Angela, you might not be the allegation, sister. I don't know. Because Mike, huh? Anyway. She says that one thing about her, she's very protective of Pilar, her child, and she just does not have anyone around her child unless it is right. Shamia says that Dennis told Gerald that Portia didn't want Pilar to go over Shamia's house. Portia says if someone wishes them ill or her ill, she would not be having them over her house. And the only person that can have the dynamic in the relationship that they have had and the things that they have said to one another and still be allowed access to Pilar is her sister, Lauren. Now, Portia says that Shamia is poking at her, and Shamia says it's hurtful because Portia knows that she would never do anything to hurt Pilar. Portia said, as I just mentioned. And then Shamia says, well, earlier you said that when people were trying to come in between us to shut it down because we were like sisters. And so is it we're sisters or we're not? Which one is it? Because at this point, I have confused and I'm wondering, is it a coincidence? I ask you. And Portia says, that's when I thought that we were sisters at the beginning of the season. All right. So then we're going to stop it right there and let's talk about that, please. What do you guys think? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I do not think that Shamia would do anything to harm Pilar. However, I'm only going based off track records. And Shamia, this the track record, dog. As Sammy said earlier, you do breadcrumb. Now, do I think that she would make an attempt not to breadcrumb around Pilar and throw shade at her mama? I think she will make an attempt, but
I
I
think
don't
she
know if
is
I can
that
honestly
shit
say.
crazy.
Yeah, I don't know
You
if I'm just saying I don't know if I can honestly say it because we've seen what Shamia did around Angela's daughter, so I can't honestly say. How about I don't think that she would harm Pilar, but I don't fault nobody for any decision they make with their make with their child. And if you don't want to
yeah.
have somebody watching your child who don't fuck with you, then you know what, so be it. And I wouldn't have pushed back on that.
Why I think I agree. I don't think that she would harm her, but why would you even want her child to come over and you're not talking to her mother? It just seems weird. It seems odd. Like my child isn't going anywhere with anybody. Don't even pick her up from school if I'm late. Like I'm gonna come get her. She's gonna sit in the principal office until I get there. Like you know, no. And I think that was weird to even bring up because what if Dennis already told you what it is? Did you think Portia was gonna say something different? Like I just didn't understand why we need to talk about the child.
So many things in that part alone. Like, first, did you even really want resolve, or did you just want some type of confrontation? Because that wasn't the conversation for that table. Hell, I don't think that was a conversation for the cameras. If you really cared, you probably could have texted her that, or called her some other time. I think most importantly, Portia need to watch Dennis ass. Dennis better be lucky he the damn daddy. Because if it was up to me, he wouldn't be around Pilar ass either. Because why does he keep placing her in these positions that could jeopardize her? He's picking at her.
Yes.
And he's really picking at her. And the thing about that is Shamia knows what he's doing. So why would you
Somebody
even Shamia knows what he's doing. She knows Dennis is doing this thing. So for you to bring that up at the table of all places, like, come on, well, I don't know. Are Dennis and Joe really just because Joe seems like he don't like to be bothered at all. So I don't even see him get comfortable hanging around Dennis' messy ass.
somebody
But
said that's her goddaughter.
I mean, that's her goddaughter, okay, but you become the godparent based off the relationship with the actual parent.
Right.
And at this
Right.
point, that makes have clearly changed. So just because I made her your
Right. Is she still the godmama at this point?
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't think she probably
Yeah.
changed. I think in
yeah.
Portia's mind, what the hell does that really mean?
I
Okay.
mean, shit to Portia,
I
but
mean,
listen.
honestly, and I listen. Initially, I was like, well, if Gerald and Dennis are still cool, I don't see why there would be an issue with the baby going over there because the fathers are still cool. But how genuine is that relationship? If anything, Dennis could just truly just be picking at Portia the same way he decided to just do music with Drew. And then on top of that,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, of course, it's not like Pilar's will come in the door and Shamia just want to start shaking her, but all it's going to take is a phone call for Kelly to come through accidentally and she forget the baby there. Child, Pilar here, and then here we go. Oh, what the twins? It's the twins, Shia. It's so many things, and Shamia admits to herself, like, I talk too much, I can't help it. Listen, I'm not mad at Portia, especially given the commentary that comes later on.
Yeah,
Like,
it just creates a space. Like, what
it,
if poor Pilar falls and hurt her knee? Like, she might feel
anything,
like you did it on
anything,
purpose.
I wouldn't want you over my house.
yeah,
See,
anything just accidentally happened.
listen.
Listen, yeah, we'll get to it, but I don't understand why Shamia would want the baby with that
Hold your
either.
mule, friend. Hold your mule. We almost there. I just want to say, I'm the kind of person like I come to your house. I don't want to sit on your couch. I don't want to drink off your stuff. I don't want to touch nothing because then you've been done said, yeah, let's sit on the couch. Your couch being broke. I sit on your couch and the couch break. Oh, you don't broke it. Hell nah. Don't worry about drive the car. Take the car, and I come back. Well, I see my mirror wasn't crap right here, girl. You know the mirror was crap when you get. I ain't taking it. I don't want to touch it. I'll call a car. That's the type of person I am because people will do that. People will do that. My baby had no scratch on her arm before she got there, and Pilar was upside down on the jungle gym playing and having a good time and did it, and they had nothing to do with this. You get what I'm saying? Not saying that, but people will do that, and so I wouldn't want the responsibility of watching your child while you don't like me and I don't like you. Number one, number two. Listen, my mama and my godmama have known each other since they were kids, right? Okay. And they falls out, okay? And it be times I don't see her, and and now that I'm old enough to know, I'll be like, oh, now that I get how bad, not how bad, but how they have fallen out, it makes sense. And it's like, oh, you on the phone with so and so again? Oh, okay, okay, y'all good, right? Hey, like that. But so I get it, and I do think that, and I honestly don't even think that Shamia pushed back so much in the scene in the moment on it. She was like, I mean, it's your child, you do whatever you want to do, but know that I would never do anything to hurt Pilar.
She didn't really care.
She didn't really give a fuck because that's not what it was about. And that was her segue to get into about what it was about for her because she wanted to drop that T. And I think that was a poor choice of segue. I really do.
Yeah.
Poor choice of segue.
Say, the first episode, Shamia was iffy and uncomfortable about going to Portia's house. So why you don't think Portia would have some kind of hesitation about sending her child over there unrestricted with you?
And let's call that out.
It's like Shamia, she don't got a thinking cap on, or she got to turn the wrong way or something. I feel like she's not processing properly, or she's just doing things to pick at this point because nothing is making sense in this particular scene.
I honestly think Shamia missed a golden opportunity. I think Portia invited Shamia to her house for the show. She did not want Shamia at her house, and Shamia didn't want to go to that girl house. I get it. But that was for the show. And I think Shamia missed a golden opportunity to have some sort of like, we're gonna move forward in this way until something happens. And if you try me again, I'm gonna spray you and your mama because I owe y'all one. And that's what she should have did, because she should have invited that girl to the birthday party. I don't give a damn what she said.
Just been honest. When they first sat down, instead of saying, I heard Pilar can't come to the house, she could have said, like, Portia, I'm confused and uncomfortable. I see you making up with all these people here. You done made up with Kelly, but you and I can't.
What's the issue?
We can't have some type of conversation. I feel like that's what she really was concerned about. That's what she was hurt about. That's what she should have led with. But she didn't came in with a backpack with the, the army backpacks where they got the rifles and stuff in there. She came in there very, very wrong. I'm not saying she didn't have a right to feel away, but she could have addressed her actual issue versus just pulling out a whole bunch of other stuff that she knew was not going to land correctly. Well, she didn't land it correctly. It just didn't land in her favor.
Queen Jasmine on TikTok says, technically it was a response to the episode from season 16. I hate that I got to that comment so late, Queen Jasmine, but thank you on the TikTok. Quante on TikTok says, yeah, that's why I said bad timing and not for this particular dinner. It's TikTok, YouTube and Facebook. We got y'all. We're going to hold y'all down. We got y'all. Because y'all in the lounge lighting it up, baby. Y'all got the cocktails going. We got over 100 people watching. Y'all know, listen, we appreciate y'all. Let's get into what y'all came to talk about, and let's give it to the people. All right, so Shamia says that Portia told a lot of lies last season, even down to asking Andy if she wanted Portia to be a full-time housewife. Shamia says Portia told her that Real Housewives of Atlanta was her thing, and she had the Atlanta Hawks and everything else that she had, and to let her have Real Housewives of Atlanta. Portia says Shamia is lying. Just very quickly, do y'all believe Portia lying, or do y'all believe Shamia lying? Who do you believe? Just very quickly.
Shamia ain't lying.
Shamia not lying. I'm sorry. I believe Shamia. I do.
I don't think that Shamia is lying either, but I just feel like it makes you look dumb because you sat on that couch at the reunion and that was your time to speak up on that lie. Regardless of what you may have told Andy, in the public, you may be championing for me, but in private, you told me to my face that you didn't want me to come on your show. So saying it now, you create a space where people don't believe you.
Yeah.
It could have, mind you, Kia did that interview last year and told us that she was privy to that conversation. She was there when it happened. So Shamia said it. She wasn't lying, but at this point, does it really matter? Because this far you have catered to Portia and her BS because it was benefiting you. Mm-hmm. So don't come crying about it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it now.
Sammy, remember last season during that reunion, I don't know if you remember, but I kept texting Why is Shamia protecting everybody and nobody's protecting her? At that point, I said last season, at that point when I saw nobody here had my back, and honestly, I feel bad for Shamia in a way because she really got Britt Edie ass with because they wasn't gonna sock it to Shamia like that. It was coming for Britt Edie, and Britt Edie didn't show up, and so they had to spend 2 whole segments and 2 whole episodes on Shamia and Portia ass. And I don't think that was the focus at all. It was going to be about Britt Edie, and Britt Edie hit her with a Uno reverse. Everybody was like, well, Britt ain't here. Shamia, and Shamia could have won that reunion by standing firm in her word and only speaking about the stuff she needed to speak about. And she spoke about things that we didn't even need to know about, like things that is just like what and how she fumbled that reunion and then comes here and tries to make up for it. No.
You know what I thought? We were talking about like what could have happened behind the scenes. Thinking about their reunion and thinking about last season, especially when it comes to like Cynthia and why she may feel away. You remember when they were saying that Shamia was showing Britt them the text messages about Portia that they don't play that game over there in Atlanta, especially from coming back from season 7 when Nene was showing them girls what Cynthia was saying. So at this point, they probably really like, oh, okay, I see how we got to move with her because she gonna put it all out there. Hell, this scene didn't help. Scotland didn't help.
Scotland didn't help her because
Scotland didn't help.
We're here in Scotland, and then Shamia then says. They talked about Jesus. No, I'm joking. She said they talked about their parents, and Portia said that she didn't want their friendship to be affected by their parents' issues. But Portia went on her platform and came for Shamia's mom. Portia says she doesn't know their mom's relationship, and Shamia said, "Oh, really, bitch? You don't know our mama relationship? You knew enough to tell everybody that my mama bought your mama daycare. You knew enough about that." And then Portia said, "Well, hell, bitch, everybody knew that." I was like, you know what? See. This is why I have a problem with everybody on the show. So, good Greek Googa Mooga. Shamia says, well, does everybody know that your mama tried to sleep with my daddy? And everybody is gagged at the table, boots. And then K. Michelle says, no, Shamia, no.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Hold on, wait, before we get to, let me just break the rest of this down, y'all. Portia calls Sarah and Shamia low down dirty snakes, just like she called Drew last season a low down dirty individual. And Shamia calls Portia those low down dirty snakes. Shamia says it goes from generation to generation with Diane and Portia. Now I was like, well, when did the generation stop?
Does that include Pilar? Like
going over your house. Okay, anyway,
she can't come over there.
Shamia can't help my damn self. Okay, Portia says, there it is. Aha, there it is. I've been waiting on this moment. I said, not Portia. She said, and then Portia says, and who you going to embarrass? You going to embarrass me? Because this will embarrass me. This is not my tea. Like that. And so Portia says she's been sitting on this and waiting on Shamia to drag this out because she asked her mom, and her mom was flabbergasted. And just flabbergasted. And she told Sarah, her mom told her that Sarah tried to sleep with her brother-in-law who Diane was dating. And Shamia says, name him, in the words of Sutton. And Phaedra says, bitch, name him. You're supposed to say no. Now, Shamia says that even Portia's glam squad is going around telling people that everything is nothing's off limits when it comes to her and Shamia. She looks at Shamia as a co-worker and it's up and stuck now. And Portia says it was a premeditated attack to trigger her. Something happened. Now, did y'all notice that something had to have happened? It looked like something was cut out because it went from where they were to Shamia, to Cynthia and Phaedra switching seats, and Shamia being right by Phaedra's side. And so it looks like something may have happened that we didn't honestly get. Okay. Well. And so then Pinky says, well, why aren't y'all friends? And then Shamia got up and left the table, and she says, everyone has stuff for me. So I got stuff for each and every one of you bitches from now. And I ain't putting up with this no more. I ain't taking it. And she gets up, she storms out of the room and out of the dinner and into the car. And Shamia says she never spoke ill about Portia, and she loved Portia, but it could only be reciprocated if she was a friend of. Portia says that Shamia would probably poison her. So why would she let Pilar go over there? And she saw the emptiness in her eyes, just like I saw the emptiness in my ex eyes. I saw the emptiness in Shamia's eyes. And she said, until that spirit gets up off of Shamia, I ain't fucking with the bitch. And Cynthia and Phaedra, amen, child. Yes, God, I understand you, girl. And Kay says that she doesn't feel good with it being all on Shamia. And Cynthia says, well, at what point did we start asking, has Shamia brought all of this on herself? Pinky, Cynthia, and Kay feel that Shamia is devastated, and Portia says that her and Diane are like the trash you put out on Wednesday and hope that it gets taken out and picked up on Thursday. We end with Shamia saying that all Portia does is lie, and she's in the car crying and being consoled by Kelly. And that is the episode. Make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn your notification bells on. If you over here on TikTok, send some hearts up in the thing. You know what I'm saying? If y'all send one of them things, I guess I'll do whatever the thing do like this. If y'all send a wave, I'll do the wave or whatever. And make sure that you guys are tuned in, locked in. D, I'm gonna give it to you solo. Please tell us what you thought about that scene.
You know, I felt bad for Shamia initially. And I felt bad for her because you've been friends with Portia for all these years. And now you're telling us that Portia, all she does is lie. Well, that's what people have been saying for seasons. And you've defended her while people were saying these things. So it has to be embarrassing to have to come to this moment. Now, for what she said about Portia's mom, it seems as though, you know, when you argue with somebody and you look back on the argument and it's like, damn, I wish I would have said this. It's like now you want to throw, you know, this alleged tea about Portia's mama out there because you didn't get to say it at the reunion. So now you're throwing this out there and it just seems very random. Like you were really itching to say that. And I'm sorry, I'm with Portia. Like you can't just call my mama a hoe. You can't. You call my mama a hoe. Portia was ready, like, oh, well, you know, your mama slept with your daddy brother. Now, we don't know if it's the truth, but what is Portia to say after that? She had to come with something. I don't know. It's just, I feel bad for Shamia, and I think that this whole entire situation is embarrassing. I don't think that anybody should be, you know, spilling their friend's tea. I think that that is just that's not even a girl code. That's just friend code. Like we could fall out, but I'm never gonna tell anybody your tea. And what we're seeing right now is just neither one of y'all were really, you know, good friends to each other because certain things just should not be said.
Sammy, give me what you got.
You know, I, on the other hand, I unfortunately do not feel bad for Shamia. And I say that because at this point, I know we used to all say that for Portia, it was like a friendship of convenience. But given what Shamia said last night at the table, it goes to show that it was kind of like a friendship of convenience for them both. Portia may have been telling all these lies and been such a terrible friend or such a terrible person, but Shamia was okay with that because it benefited her. That was her strength to remain a part of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So if I can let you be a bullshit person and it keeps me in my seat, then so be it. I'm just gonna let that happen. Like Shamia came on last season and she says to us during this scene that Portia told her, I would only be comfortable with you being a friend of, and if you become anything more, it could jeopardize our friendship. So she already knew that was a potential. She came on, she did it anyway. So I feel like that's why last season she came on so hard with going at Drew and, you know, making, you know, laughing at the jokes with Angela, because if I keep Portia, if I stay on her good side, let her know that I'm here for her, then maybe she won't be so upset with me being a peach holder. But now that that's no longer playing in her favor, all of a sudden she sees Portia's true character, or she wants to point it out to us and hope that we can feel for her. But I don't, because when Portia was on them other girls' ass, she was right there kikiing with it, laughing about it. And now she's made up with those girls. She's made up with them all, and she's still giving you her ass to kiss. And now you're sad about it. Now you want to tell us about her mama's character, and now you want to point out how she told a bunch of lies last season. You were okay with all that. You were okay with all that. And when those girls were telling you this was her her personality, you didn't care because you were benefiting. So they both were using each other at this point, I guess you could say. I think at this point, she may have just realized that, okay, Portia's really upset about this. She's not going to get over it, so let me just fire back. But it's too late, in my opinion, because you have already came and you've done so many things in hopes to gain Portia's friendship back, attacking other people and, you know, telling the people y'all's issues, hoping that you gain some type of like trust from them, hoping that they would go at Portia on your behalf while you can still sit back and keep your hands clean. No, I don't feel bad for you. You played a game, and unfortunately, Portia just played it much better than you. And so I don't care for the tears at this point. This is not new to you, Portia. You knew Portia before we knew Portia. We knew Portia wasn't her first two seasons. So you can't tell me you didn't know how the girl was. It's just it sucks to be her in this moment because Hey, and I will say that last scene when she was saying when she's getting in the car, I don't think I've ever seen projection that big on TV. When she was saying how Portia's going through all this because of her life is in shambles. But we watched this whole season how you complain about how you're not happy because you want to do certain things and your husband's not comfortable and business ventures aren't going in your favor and then family members have unexpected illnesses unfortunately. But somehow Portia was going through all that hell with what's his name with Simon, and she got all these men fighting with her. Dennis is picking at her, but somehow the girl is still running around here shaking her ass, dating men and women, having the time of her life. So how dare she go through all that hell and still be in a good place? And I think she wishes that could be her. Not necessarily doing what Portia was doing, but okay through all the mess that she's experiencing in her personal life. And it's not working for her like that. So of course I'm gonna project.
Can I get some?
You can get some.
Can I get a little piece? Can I get a taste? Can a real bitch get some? Let me just say this, okay? Wrong place, wrong time, Shamia. Wrong place, wrong time. Wrong place, wrong time. Your time was at the reunion. You should have lit it up then. You take the L, you move forward, you do better. I will give Shamia this. And I don't give a damn if y'all agree with it or not. I'm gonna give Shamia this one. She went at Angela and she went at Portia at this trip. She still didn't do it like a big dog would do it, and she got up and she left or she did whatever. You know what I mean? I feel like she got the W with Angela. I do. And I feel like she kind of got a piece of the W, but not all of it with Portia because we go from you saying, dropping hints in the beginning of the episode and wanting to be friends, and you're hurt because of this and you're hurt because of that. And as opposed to you living in your hurt, you went for the gusto, man. Like, where's the conversation? Where's the reality of the situation? Right? Because the reality of the situation is this. I'm sitting here watching you, me and you were close, and I'm watching you make up with people, and you're not making up with me, and that hurts me. And we haven't said but boo to each other this season. And I don't want us to be in this place, and I don't like it. Or you know what? We are in this place, but I don't like it. And at least let's just move forward. We may can never be what we once were, but we can be better than what we are right now. And have the conversation. And if it come up again, blast her, right? You unload the clip on her, right? And even in the conversation, as a part of the caveat y'all moving forward is like, listen, your mom started with me last season because that's what happened. Miss Diane said, don't trust the dog that bring the bone. Okay. And then Shamia went and spoke to Cynthia about what Portia told her that her mom said. And even then she said, listen, our moms have things that are deep and beyond us. And me and Portia have vowed not to let it get into our relationship. But I cannot lie. That did hurt my feelings when Portia told me her mom said that. And that was all she said. And, listen, I don't think that was egregious what she said. She opened up to who she thought was impartial party at the time, because if I'm being honest, I don't feel like Cynthia is anymore. Cynthia has definitely picked that side and it's not Shamia's. But at the time, she opened up to someone who she thought was going to be objective and give sound advice on what she should do moving forward with their friendship, because she mistakenly went ahead and opened up to Angela and Drew, and it got her in this situation. She opened up to Portia's ops, which is weird. It's weird. It is what it is. We're going to call it what it is. It's weird, right? And then we get to this season, and now she's at the table and she's bringing up the daughter in the situation. And I feel like it's weird, and it was a mismatch of a situation to bring that up. It had absolutely nothing to do with anything, because if you ever thought I was going to bring my child over to your house, you best believe and bet your bottom dollar I'm not going to bring her over there now, because you're making her a group discussion. I don't like that. Don't do that with me and my baby. Don't play with me. Number one. Number two, then we move from that into and you're gussying yourself up to angle to talk about the mamas. I don't like that either. I don't like that either. Now, what I will say is, am I going to be upset at Shamia for what she said about Portia's mom? I cannot be upset with what Shamia said about Portia's mom, because Mama Diane started it, and Portia went on social media and said, whatever she said about Shamia mama, and then she went to the reunion and aired out the fact that the issue between their moms was that the girl bought the daycare. So am I upset with what Shamia said? No, but I am upset with Shamia for choosing that time and place to bring it up when the situations didn't fit. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. And the glove did not fit, boo. It just did not fit. So at that point, what is this really about? What is it really about? Are you wanting this girl's friendship, or are you not wanting this girl's friendship? Are you trying to figure out how not to let people play with you? Because I do feel like when people find their voice, I am someone who can be a testament and a witness to this. I had to find my voice. And so when I was finding my voice, everybody was getting cussed out. And it wasn't no, I didn't get no quarter. Everybody, you were getting cussed out. I'm sorry. Check out. Did you bump into me in the middle of this club? You see I got this outfit on? Girl, fight. Don't bump into me. And everything don't cause for that, right? So I've had to learn how to know when and where. And sometimes you do sit back and you think to yourself, am I being a little too quiet about this? Is this bitch playing in my face? Do I need to cuss out real quick? Yes or no? Which one does the situation apply? It didn't apply for that situation, right? I can't fault her, number two, for what she said, because if we want to be honest and objective and fair, these people have said a lot about Shamia and her mom too. So yes, but I feel like she should have waited for when the situation occurred. I also feel like, and I'm going to project this, point this to the group. I really wish that we had an OG in this scenario and an OG at this table and a real OG, because I feel like the OGs that we got at the table is a bunch of booty lickers. I do, and I feel like the cast is a bunch of booty lickers. There will be no way in the world that Sheree, Kim, or Needy would have sat down and let any of this shake out to this degree. Or Candy, they wouldn't have let this go down. It wouldn't have gotten this far, number one. And they would have called balls and strikes. And even if they don't like you, they will let you know when something was right or when something was wrong. And if that meant, guess what? I ain't fucking with Nene this season, and we ain't speaking of Nene this season, and we got a team and we filming our own stuff. Well, that's what we're doing. Okay. And I just feel like even with Shamia, I just feel like it's a lot, everybody, nobody is keeping it honest. And I feel like the alliances that we have on this show this season are not true to what's really going on in the situations that are occurring on this show. There is no way that Angela and Drew will be okay with Portia if it was not for this show. And if that's what we're doing and that's reality TV, I don't want it. There is no way that Portia and Shamia will go along to get along this far because of the show. If this is what we're gonna get, I don't want it. I want everybody to operate in their own realities and let the friendships fall where they're made, and not because of the optics of the television show. And I feel like everybody is doing it. Like for Cynthia to say, "Well, do you feel like Shamia brought some of this on by herself to herself?" I do feel like Shamia has brought some of this on to herself, but I feel like Shamia ain't brought all of that shit on by herself, because you literally just sat right there and watched Angela come for her and lie. You just sat right there and watched her do it, and y'all didn't say shit. And I'm sorry, regardless of whether they owe her anything or not, they don't owe it to her. They owe it to us, the viewing audience. That's what they owe it to. They keep it real in the situation. And so now I got to reject and revoke everybody to keep a real card, because everybody in this show is being fake and nobody is operating in the real of the situation. And I do think, again, I want to just reiterate that while Shamia was definitely wrong time, place, wrong for how she tried, I have to look at Shamia sideways, because why are you using a child to angle in to attack a mom? That's weird. And then I also have to look at Shamia sideways, because you wouldn't have nowhere in the world to tell me that this is your platform and you're not going to support me if I'm on it. If I'm on it, we're going to not be friends. Well, we just ain't going to be motherfucking friends then, I guess. Because why? And I want to ask you guys this, right? Why do, and I don't know if it's a Black thing, but why do we have such an aversion to people wanting to do the same things we do? Now, there is a difference. You can tell when a person is using you to get what you got and want the destiny swap with you, or if someone just wants the platform too. And I feel like initially, Shamia just wanted the platform too. And I feel like when it was denied from her, in the way that it was denied from her by Portia, things changed, right? I don't understand any of that. Can someone explain to me why that is an issue for them to have been on the show? Because if someone tells me, if you get on the show, me and you are not going to be friends anymore, it's going to ruin our friendship, it's because I'm going to be thinking to myself, well, it would only ruin the friendship if you allow it to, because I'm coming on the show as my own independent person, but I'm still your friend, and that's not going to change.
You know, with them, I think it's more so because it's seemingly like they had been like tied to the hip with everything. And once we learned back more about how they auditioned for that group together, and Carrie Hilson said they picked Shamia, and then you have, them both wanted to be singers. Like, what was it? Was it a basketball game when they sung the Star Spangled Banner together? But it was supposed to be Portia, and somehow Shamia went out there with her. So now,
really?
Portia now has some type of win, whether it was because she always felt like, Shamia was outshining her or beating her and whatever they were going after together. But now I finally have this girl, you got everything else. Why do you want to come over here? Let me have this. And then she says, okay, well, I can bring you over here, but just you can be a friend. But I don't want you. I don't want to share this with you. I think it's more so Portia feeling like she finally got a win out of them always going after the same things together. Like you have to think about like the husbands, the marriages. Shamia is the one she's been successful with that. Like so Portia probably feel like this is mine. You don't have to have it. And I think that Shamia probably really wanted it for whatever reason, but she caught up Portia's feelings up until she couldn't anymore. But I'm not. If Portia told you if you fan this flame and it starts to fire, this is what's going to happen. She's sticking to her word. She told the girl, "Look, we might fall out." And now that we're here, you knew this was a possibility, and you were willing to risk the friendship. And I honestly think the friendship had been gone. But again, she may have played her part because she wanted to be here. And if you really think about it, Portia may have told her, "If you come over here, it's not going to go well." But at the grand, like the honest part of it is, they started falling out because of Shamia. Portia was playing fake. She was playing along. She was playing nice, whatever the case may be. And she probably would have kept it on had Angela not come back and say, well, the girl been telling us y'all business. That's Shamia's fault.
D, I want you to get on to that, and then there was a point I wanted to talk about after that. We're gonna do something we haven't done in a while. If y'all cannot stay, I understand that. I want y'all to stay though, of course. But if you can't, I get it. We're gonna open up the phone lines and let people call in and give their opinions. That's something that we used to. That's old school YouTube. We're gonna bring it back for the night. If y'all gotta go, I get it. I'm gonna rock with the people tonight. I'm not gonna rock with y'all all night though. Don't give shit.
I have a question before this goes because I see somebody says that Shamia didn't need Portia to get on the show. She had Candy. Did Candy and Shamia know each other before the show, and they just became closer when she got on the show, or did Candy and Shamia meet on the show, and that's how their bond formed?
Because I got to call Shamia. You have an excellent point. Because I'll be honest with you, if somebody told me it's going to go bad for me, my philosophy doesn't rock with look at opportunities in that way. I understand that people do look at opportunities in that way, and people want things for themselves. I don't look at opportunity that way. But if someone tells you that and you stay their friend, why?
Not only as a friend, but because you know that that's a possibility. Because we talked about this in the chat last night. It's a possibility that if I come over here, this is gonna go wrong. So let me go grab another one of these girls and make sure I'm their friend. So if this bitch gets you tripping, I can still be over here with this one.
I'm hollering. Okay, D, please get in on this.
I have been in a number of friend groups throughout my life, and I don't know if this is what this situation is, but there are some friend groups where people want to keep you small.
Mm.
And on a platform like this, if I bring you on as a friend of, yes, things could go wrong, but things could go very well to the point where now other ladies on this cast like you. Now the viewers like you. Now the network could like you enough to want to bring you on as a housewife. We have seen this before with Nene and Marlo. Marlo started hanging out with Kenya and it became an issue. But how can you not expect people to build relationships when you're sharing a platform? And I think to say to Shamia, you can come on as a friend, but you can't be a housewife. What's the difference? The pay? The amount of scenes? Because people were still seeing Shamia. She still had moments like drinking the water at, Kenya Salon opening. Like, it's still things that, people know Shamia for.
D, that's our fault that she drank the water, by the way, but keep going.
Oh, that's who's over there in that corner with you, Kyle?
Yeah, D wasn't there. No, that wasn't D. That was me and my friend Megan. But me and Megan are the reason we at fault for that. That's our fault.
And D said something I never thought about. She just said, "What would be the difference in you not wanting her to be a friend and of her being a housewife?" It's because at the time, if you think about it, everything I was just saying, Shamia had it going on. The Hawks, the husband, we're not going to show your life and let these people see you got it going on, and I really don't. Especially when I'm going through this divorce and can't find a man, I'm trying to do baby nuts. No, girl, you can be a friend so they can only see a limited version of you. Maybe that was her fear. They gonna see this girl as the real star, and then what happened to me? Maybe
I would have cut the
and see, that's not a good way to think about your friend.
It's not.
That's terrible. You would be a terrible friend if you're telling yourself this girl's gonna come over here and be a star. So I want to limit you and I want to keep you small. You don't need friends like that in your circle.
And we were talking. Well, it was me. I said it, but I feel like if you go back to why Portia really go to that wedding, we're not going to give you no bigger story to where you could possibly get a peach. So no, I'm not going to get on this plane and go over there and get the cameras possibly come and follow you. It's not happening. So my back hurt. I can't go. I can't fly that long.
Sammy, that was a season she was supposed to have one. She had, whether y'all want to admit it or not, I don't know what else. I wish season 9 reunion should be show up because
Because
season
she
9
had
reunion
so much going on that season, and all of a sudden,
it-
Portia just got the tripping with her. So we're not. I'm not gonna film with you. You're supposed to be my friend too. So if I'm not filming with you, then what they gonna do? Not knowing that she knew about the relationships with the other girls. But I don't think she probably thought they held enough weight to still have Shamia on that camera without her. But it didn't make sense then. But when Shamia was saying all that stuff last night, I was like, oh, Portia been playing a game, like, but Shamia been playing it with her. So
Please, did you have any other thoughts?
On
More
that,
thoughts?
no.
Well, I want to say this, and this is where the history piece comes into it, right? Because we cannot discount the history. And I love the people. Y'all know it. But today I said I was going to tell the truth and shame the devil. Didn't I say that deep before we got on?
You did. You did.
Now, we have seen a pattern of history. We've seen a pattern with Portia, right?
Okay, because didn't her sister say the same thing about the business?
Everybody keeps saying that, but even then, you look at season 8 when Lauren announced she was pregnant. Portia was not happy. I mean, she was happy for her sister, but she was not happy that her sister was pregnant first, and she felt like she should have been pregnant first. Mm-hmm. As we go down the list of things, you can go down a laundry list of things. I think that's a personality trait of Portia. She wants her things to be hers, right? And so I do believe it. I just don't understand for the life of me. Shamia's got to ask herself, why would she stay in that situation? And then if it is, the honest truth is because she was looking for something to gain out of it, then she has to fault nobody but herself because nobody made her stay that girlfriend. I'll be honest with you. If, listen, Shamia started this whole thing, right? Portia and Candy was fighting. Shamia chimed in and said, well, Portia tried to steal. Well, Phaedra tried to talk to my husband, my ex-husband, tried to talk to him, right? Portia say, I don't want it to get there. I don't want it to get there because then you doing this and Phaedra doing this and I don't want it to get there. Then the next scene they do, Phaedra, Shamia, and Portia, they sitting down talking, and Sheree tells Phaedra what Shamia said because Sheree was there. And she said, well, I mean, everybody say she's sleeping with Candy and Todd, but there's that. And then Sheree's like, so happens that, you know what I mean? And Sheree is like, well, I mean, Portia, what you think? And Portia says, she close to them both. So in that moment, I have to go back and think to myself when Shamia says, that Portia said, if you come on this show in this role and it's bigger than this role, and it's not gonna be good. Our friendship is going to be at risk. And for her to protect Phaedra, who's a full-time member, over her best friend at the time, because they were probably best friends around that time for real, over her best friend at that time, as opposed to shutting them both down and saying neither one of y'all should say this. It makes you look at things completely different.
Yes.
And then when you go down the rabbit hole and all of these things, I know people don't like to look at the past, but in order to know where you're going, you got to look back and know what your history was. Before, Shamia did things too, but Portia did a lot of shit as well, y'all. And I feel like we forget what both of them have contributed to the situation and the disillusion of their friendship. And I honestly think that even though last night was ill-timed and misplaced and she had pressure on her chest that she needed to get off and she chose a weird time to get it off and she was wrong in what she did, it was a long time coming. And sometimes it don't come out pretty. It don't come out when it's supposed to come out. The shit just come out because I've been putting up with this shit for a long time. And honestly, I got to say she's been putting up with it. At this point, if I'm looking back and looking at all of the things that she was done wrong to Shamia at this point, she was putting up with it because she wanted to be on this fucking show. And that's where I'm at with it.
It just could have been better.
It could have been so much
could have been better. If you're gonna think about it and strategize a way to, it just could have been better. That's all.
They both are at fault. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. So for the people over there down to the TikTok, we're gonna let our callers up. If you guys want to speak to us about this, you guys can speak to us about this. If we don't get any callers, we'll read a comment or two, and then we'll call it a night for the evening. But I'll just say this, I have lived through Jill Zarin and Bethany Frankel. I have lived through Nene and Kim. I have lived through Candy and Portia, and y'all know I still ain't over Mariah and Quad. And I was never like Portia and Shamia were never like my top housewives friendship or top reality TV show friendship, but I am truly saddened by all of it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I think that we see them express their hurts in different ways. And so the way that Shamia expresses her hurt is loud and out front. And I think that the way that Portia protects herself from being hurt is just being zoned out to the bullshit. But I do think that there is a level of hurt for both of them, and I wish that it didn't get here. So what I just did was drop the link. If you guys want to call up and talk to us about the show, you copy and paste the link into a browser. You call in and tell us what you're thinking about the Real Housewives. In the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and read some of this stuff. Y'all don't forget to send your heart me. Oh, thank you, Quante. If anybody sent hearts, I do apologize for missing that on TikTok. We do appreciate it. How Why See It on TikTok says facts. She put up with it to be on the show, so she's an opportunist, not a friend. I don't know. Is it giving opportunity?
Hell yeah.
Oh, D.
I don't know if I would say opportunist. I just, like I was saying earlier, I feel bad for Shamia because I feel like she's realizing, if I don't know if she didn't realize it before, but you were being a pushover. You
Mm,
allowed somebody to little girl you. Honestly,
mm,
for lack of better words, you kept yourself small. There was a hierarchy in their friendship where Shamia was just always the sidekick. You never heard anybody refer to Portia as Shamia's sidekick or lapdog or anything like that. And this season, Portia just kind of kept you where she wanted you to be at, and that's in the back, not talking to you, not engaging with you, not responding to you when you speak, as if you're not even human. Like, I don't hear you. You're not here. I don't see you. And it's very disrespectful. And I feel like she got to a point where it's like, you know what? I'm going to be very disrespectful. It's just, she just didn't do it right. And I don't think that she's an opportunist. I think that she is just, I don't want to call her weak, but you were being a pushover for a very, very long time.
You got to stand on your own too. We got a caller. We're gonna let him up. Hey there, Queen. Thank you for calling in. Queen.
I'm sorry, I was over here talking on mute.
Yeah.
Greetings, panel. How are
Hi,
y'all
Queen.
doing?
We're well. How are you, Queen?
Amazing. Listen here. I'm going to jump right up into it. Portia she was actually a good friend. If we all can kind of go back when Shamia wanted to get on the show, she kind of questioned, is Jero going to be okay with this? She wanted to make sure her relationship was going to be okay. But you got to think about it like this. Portia has been on the Roa franchise for a long while, right? She's hip to how things can go left. Hence the Candy, hence the Phaedra, because they had to kind of Candy and Portia had to kind of like, you know, integrate back into a good space. I know that Candy did not want to make up with Phaedra, which is understandable. But when it comes to Shamia, you live this fabulous life. You have a husband that says that you really don't even have to work. I would have rather seen Shamia go into advocacy, showing the journey of trying to get pregnant and things like that. I think she should have stayed a friend of the show. And then it wouldn't have put that much pressure because when you're a full-time housewife, your husband is definitely going to be up for grabs, like it or not. But then when we think about the past cast on the relationship, we saw Nene and her friend Sonia. They kind of fell out because of the show. Um, there were so many instances like, why are we acting like this show is just like this upstanding show where everybody follows the rules? This show is whoever can get that viral moment, then that's the leading lady. And I hate to say it like that. What are y'all thoughts?
All right. Did y'all have any thoughts on Queen? What she just proposed?
No, I think it's an interesting perspective. I I honestly don't feel like they were at this point, given all we know. I can't say, well, since we've been introduced to them, that they were good friends to each other. It just seems like they both found benefits to the other, and they rocked out with it until it no longer served them, in my opinion.
Okay, so could I bring this perspective
Mhm.
to it? Okay, when it comes to their mothers, that's their mother's drama, right? When you talk about Shamia found it her business once again to try to ruin a situation. If you look at Shamia's behavior on this season, her and K Michelle them, they band together to not, really participate. And then when it comes to the dinner at Portia's house, her and Pinky them showed up late. Pinky was dropping alcohol all over the floor. So was Shamia being a good friend? When we saying showing up, Portia clocked in. Listen, Portia got bills to pay. Okay. And so I think that with Portia, she's thinking strategically, financially. Okay, we're on the show. You're a full-time housewife, full-time housewives, give it up. Even Marcel effed around and found out when she got on the couch and Nene wasn't talking to her. Well, why you ain't talking? Well, girl, this is what we do at the reunions. Girl, y'all been watching the show. Y'all been friends of the show. Hence why Marlo isn't here. When Marlo got on the show, Marlo didn't do nothing but flop. These girls were in boot camp. They were in training. Like, what are we doing here?
But was Portia really giving it all up? Maybe this season that the Simon stuff is over. But last year, I don't feel like she was giving it all up. I feel like we were skating past some things. So they pick and choose when they want to show all the way up. Just in my opinion.
But okay, how many partners have you seen Portia with? How many times have you seen Gerald on camera?
I think it's easy to say that when you look at it as Gerald and Shamia actually being in a real relationship, and Portia looking to push some stories.
But
Oh,
listen, this is the Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you got
Real,
a
it's
husband,
unreal.
Queen say the people got the
It's,
clock
it's
in.
right because is Mike real?
Oh,
yes, and then listen, let's get into what's his
oh,
name?
Queen,
Pinky's husband.
Queen, Queen, Queen.
Huh?
We can't get into it because we got
Oh, we can't get
other
into them.
callers.
We sticking on
Oh,
the
No, no,
who?
no, no, no. Not because
I
of
would
not.
like to
We
hear
not.
what she got to say about
No,
Derek.
everybody. You can say whatever you want to say, but we got another caller waiting, so that's why we can't. Not because we took that
Oh,
girl. Everybody up for
okay.
discussion. Everybody's up for
well,
discussion.
thank you
That's
for
why.
joining us. I
Thank
enjoyed
I
you,
it.
though.
enjoyed you,
I
Queen.
enjoyed this. Y'all have a
Thank you
great
so
night
much.
on
You gotta
purpose.
make sure you come back.
Thank you. You do the same
Yes.
too, and make sure you come
Okay,
on
I
back
saw
to
y'all
live.
on Instagram. Shout out your Instagram. Shout out to the people on Instagram because that's where I started watching from first.
Thank you, Queen. We appreciate you, and we appreciate everybody down to
All
the
right,
Instagram
beautiful.
lounge. We appreciate you. Okay, thank you. Let's go ahead and who is this back here? All right, let me see who they say this is. Okay, I think that's what it say. Lolly locks. Is that what it is? That what it is?
Is Jolie locked?
Oh, it's a J. Yeah, listen, you know I'm
Yes.
post eye surgery, baby. Give me a break, okay? By the way,
That's okay.
Jolie locks. Thank you for calling in. What you got for us,
Well, thank you for having me. I
please?
really enjoy your show, like a hundred
Oh,
percent. Um, so I was listening to all your perspective on everything. I kind of agree with Portia not just wanting something for herself and
mm-hmm.
not, and not wanting Shamia to. I'm not like that with my friends as far as um the jealousy part of it. I don't know. There's kind of some type of jealousy between the two. I don't know if it's jealousy or just I don't know. I don't know what that is. But at the same time, I was never the one I remember I would be at my job and a lot of my friends would want to be put on. I don't want you working with me. I don't necessarily want my friends working with me. I think I have my social life outside of this, but I speak to you all the time. Like I want to have this for myself. We don't have to work together either. So I kind of understand Portia where she comes from, where she's coming from.
So Jolie, if you didn't want your friends to work with you, I have one question. Would you allow them to shadow you at work for weeks? days to the point that everybody gets used to them and just maybe thinks that they work there?
I mean, I want my friends to grow. If that's what you're asking, I'm not gonna like shadow ban them from growing, but I just don't think that we all need to work together. Like, there's so many jobs, corporate anyway, hospital. I'm in the nursing field. Like, there's so many damn hospitals out here. Why you want to work with me for? You
Right.
know what I
So
mean?
if you bring your friends around, you want them to grow, and let's say somebody at your job, an executive hiring manager takes a liking to them and wants to bring them on the team because they met them through you. You're an excellent worker. You want them to decline the job?
No, you see, I don't think I could do that either. I
Hmm.
don't think I could tell them don't take the job because this is gonna mess up our relationship. I don't see, because I see it from both sides. Like, I wouldn't
Okay.
be able to stop my friend's growth in that part. I couldn't do that. But at the same time, I'm not gonna, yeah, girl, you come get a job, you come get a job. No, it's a little annoying. I don't know.
I think that's fair.
And sort of destiny swapping in a way.
Mm.
Listen, I don't think there's really a right or a wrong. It is personal preference, but let me speak to this, right? I have been in situations where my friends, do you hear me? And I say friend because that was my damn friend. Do you hear what I'm saying, Jolie? My
Mhm.
friends have been in some room and they have purposely denied me the opportunity to sit alongside them.
Oh man.
And it was very hurtful to me because I felt like I'm your damn friend. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Why
Yeah.
would you want me to keep having $13.89 in my bank account and then the damn 10.99 come out of my Apple account and I can't get no lunch? You want me to keep coming to you? Or you want to take me to the pond, teach me how to fish, and let me get my own? Do you
Right.
understand what I'm saying? I've been outside the door and waited for a motherfucker to open it. I'm finna be real with you. Do you hear what I'm saying? I have been the valley low. Do you hear what I'm saying? And seen friends sitting on mountains high. Do you hear what I'm saying? And that shit is hurtful. And I understand that that might be a healthy dose of ego on my end, but it is hurtful. And I have always vowed, I may not be perfect. And sometimes I'll be like, damn, I don't feel like being bothered. You know what I mean? But if I can help you within reason, I'm going to help you because I know what it feels like to see somebody I know purposely deny me to the point where I have to start asking myself, and I never really look at myself in this way. And Sammy can attest to that. I don't really look at myself in this way, and I purposely downplay how great I know that God has created me to be out of humility and out of not operating and coming from a place where I know I'm the shit and I know I got it going on and I think I'm great at what I do and I know God has blessed me to be able to do something and be like, damn, Sammy sometimes had to be like, bitch, they don't want you in that room because they know if you get in that room, you're gonna fuck it up. And I've always felt like that's me. They already in the room, so they already fucking it up. What I fuck up, ain't got nothing to do with what they, you know what I'm saying? Like D is amazing. I can't give it up like D give it up.
Hmm.
I can't give it up like her, but I can give it up how I give it up, and we're going to be respected for that, and we respect each other for that. I immensely respect I immensely respect Sammy. That's the only reason why I keep having him back up here because Lord knows. But I keep, but you understand, like, and so I have been in a situation where a person has been somewhere, and it wasn't because they couldn't open the door; it's because they purposely chose not to open it for me. And I
Mm.
know what that feels like, and that is hurtful. Do you hear what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
I want people to understand that even if Shamia was to get on the show through Portia and Portia was 100% in advocacy of it, it would not take away from what Portia got going on. We still gonna watch Peach Juice. She's still gonna twerk. She's still gonna drink Hennessy. She's still gonna date who she date. She's still going to be her. And Shamia being on that show would not have done anything to take away from what Portia had going on. And so when I hear that Shamia say that Portia never wanted her to be on the show truly and fully, and Kenya doubles down on that too. It's like, I mean, Candy even so much said it to a degree in their interview. Candy's also kind of alluded to it as well. It's like, well, why? Why do you feel like, and I understand you want things to be your own, but baby, anytime that you occupy a space, no matter who is on there with you, no matter who you are, where you are in life, you occupy that space, and the space that you occupy is always going to be your own. Do you
Hmm.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think Portia's thing, like there's always that possibility for something to go wrong. And it's like I've had a friend come on to a job with me before, and I remember like day 3, I looked out in the hallway, and this motherfucker sitting on the steps because he didn't got fired because he was in the place acting the fool. Reflection on me. If you think
Yeah,
Yeah.
about
that's
it,
true.
Portia been on this show for how long? We have heard so many things about Portia. Portia's been talked about so many ways, but you would have never thought that her friend would be the one to come on here and put the stigma on that your mama's a hoe. Out of all the people, all the things Portia that went through, you would have never thought
Oh
your
my
mama
God.
and it's from the best friend. So I mean, listen, it's okay to have things for yourself,
It
but to this
is.
point, I know you probably trying to be a good friend by offering her the friend role, but again, that potential, there's always that chance. So I probably wouldn't have bought her on
At
at all.
all.
Yeah.
My
Right.
friend
That's
That
what
would
I'm
have been my
saying.
first
What's the
choice.
difference? She
on
could
Brown.
have did all this as a friend of.
That's when it feels like it's ego involved. As long as I got the housewife and you down here, you get what I'm saying, we're gonna be all right. But if you get the full-time role, it's gonna be a problem for us. Huh?
Yeah,
Um,
like they're gonna
Jolie,
see
we
her
got
potential and they're gonna put her on eventually. And she got to be a friend. She was a friend of for years. So it was bound for her to move up.
yeah, and it wasn't for lack of offers either. Jolie, I want to thank you so much. We got our last caller for the evening.
Thank you,
I appreciate
Jolie.
you. For,
Thank you.
Lord Jesus. Okay. Yes, we do greatly appreciate you, and we thank you so much. Okay. All right, y'all. We got y'all. We all got to come on in, and we got to come on now. I'm sorry I gave that passionate speech, but I just know what it feel like. And D, I don't know if you've ever been in like positions where you get what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah.
My entire life, I'll be up here all night. I felt like
I know what it feel like.
DMing people asking like, "Hey, can you give me an email? Can you give me a name? How did you do?" And they leave you on scene.
They won't do it. They won't do it.
Listen, it's hurtful. That's why, I just personally, when people reach out to me about opportunities, I'm going to tell you exactly what you want to know. I can't guarantee anything. Don't even tell them that you got it from
That you
me.
got
This
it
is the
from me.
person you
Yeah.
need to talk to, okay?
Because if you go over there
Period.
fucking it
Period.
up, I don't need them to know that I got no
Okay.
time.
Because Tammy, I have been in your position. And I'm gonna say, oh Lord Jesus. I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it. But I have been in your position. I ain't
Yes.
gonna say it. It's the streets hot. The streets hot. I can't blow the street up like that. But I understand where you're coming from too. Hey, how I see it. How are you? I've seen you around No Chaser TV quite a bit, and I want to thank you. Okay, I appreciate you for always being
Hey,
down with No Chaser TV.
I was over there on TikTok and I said, I gotta come talk.
Okay,
Okay.
what's
Oh,
up
Lord,
with
you
it?
going to get us together?
I said, I gotta come say a few things. Okay.
I'm
But
doing.
first, I want to start off with questions, right? Because I think there needs to be a timeline added to that conversation of Portia saying, I don't want you to come on the show as a peach holder. Was that season 4? Was that season 5? Because we are 17 seasons in to the Real Housewives
Mhm.
of Atlanta. So she might have said that initially, and then she felt like, you know what? I feel like our friendship is strong enough. Let me start advocating for you to be a peach holder girl. That's what Shamia isn't saying, which I think is where Portia is with it when she asked Andy, have I not been advocating for this woman to be a housewife? Remember last season when they were in the pampered by Portia thing? And Shamia said, yes, you've shown me the text messages proving that you have been advocating for me to be a housewife. She said that. So I need them to go to a timeline of when Portia actually said it. Because if it was one conversation years ago, and we're 17 seasons into the Real Housewives of Atlanta, that woman can change her mind.
That's a
Initially, I
good
didn't
point.
feel like our friendship was strong enough, but I got to a place where I felt like, you know what? We could probably survive both of us being peach holders. So let me start advocating for you. Secondly, Portia wasn't on the show for 2 whole seasons. Why didn't Shamia get her peach then? How was Portia stopping her from getting her peach then? Because it moved away from Portia not wanting her to be on the show to her husband not wanting her to be on the show. And Shamia got to get honest about that as well. Because as I said, 2 seasons, Portia wasn't there. They brought Sheree in, they brought Drew in. Where was Portia? Portia went about her business trying to be a married, happy wife, soft life. Portia left the show because Portia wanted marriage and stability. She already got the fame and the money. She wanted marriage and stability. Shamia had her window. And I keep saying that I feel like, and Shamia said this herself, I'm not putting words in her mouth. She said, down to the Carlos King interview, she didn't want to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta until she saw Portia with it. That's a covetous spirit now.
You know, this just reminded me of a conversation because I have been working with, in this industry for a long time. And
Mm-hmm.
it's so scary because I really just got deja vu. You know, like when the hairs on your arms stick up. I don't know if y'all remember this, but I interviewed Candy. And Candy, this is when she went off on Marlo. Y'all remember
That
when?
was you interviewing her. Where she was, I'm sick of her. That's
Yes,
what
oh, it
I
was
That
heard
was
getting
interview
such a
on
her.
my
neighborhood talking
nerves.
to
Like,
you.
yes. Okay, so I interviewed Candy, but what people didn't know is that Shamia was also there for, was it V103 where she was working at?
She was doing the B103 morning show with Big Pat. Ooh,
Yes.
not Big Pat, Miss Pat.
So Shamia was also there, but she was, she had interviewed Candy before me. And so, there's like downtime where we get to mingle and talk to each other. And this was my first time seeing her in person. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, Shamia, girl, like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And I go, why don't you ever, like, you don't want to join Housewives? And she was like, they've asked me, but I just really don't want to do it. Like, I'm okay. Like, I'm okay. And I don't know what year
Mm-hmm.
that was. Was that 2020 or
I,
2021?
it probably was like 21, 22.
Because I had on a mask. So it had to be one of those years. But I remember her saying that they had asked her to be on the show, but she said she didn't want to do it.
And see, that's so confusing. There's been so many stories. There's been the husband.
Exactly.
I don't want to show my life. It's her not want to do it. It makes you like she was gone. Those 2 years Portia was gone. Did she want to come back now since Portia was back? Like what was that? But there's been so many stories as to why she was
She
not.
filmed though. She filmed season 15.
We don't even
Season
remember
15
her. What did
season
she do?
15 was so bad that the middle to the end, they brought Shamia in, and there was the whole Latoya storyline, and they brought Shamia in because Shamia was in South Carolina. Shamia came over to Kenya's house with Candy. They talked about surrogacy and all that stuff, and so Shamia filmed the rest of the season of season 15. She was there.
I do not
She was
remember.
But
there.
it is possible for all of these things to be true.
Oh, no, it
Yeah.
is. Oh no,
Yeah.
I
I'm not.
do
I'm not.
believe,
But she was
I
there.
do believe initially Portia said, I want you to be a housewife. I do believe that, but I just think that she changed her mind eventually. When she solidified her spot as one of these stars, when she didn't feel as threatened anymore, she probably said, you know what? She felt like Shamia was ride or die for her, and she felt like their friendship was strong enough. She probably started to advocate.
Yeah, because
She
I forgot
probably
all
did.
the
And I
messages.
keep saying that, as I said, she said on Carlos King, she didn't want it until Portia had it. Her and Portia weren't cool for years and years and years until Portia was vulnerable going through a divorce. And now all of a sudden, Shamia is popping up. Girl, let's drink wine. Let's eat ice cream. You're going through it. And now Shamia has this proximity to Roa that she didn't have before, right? And she continued and continued and continued to be a friend of 4 years. Got the possibility was being handed, what she was being handed a peach. Portia said no, not right now. And she still kept coming around. And I say, after season 9, Shamia had no reason to hang on to that friendship with Portia. But if you go to season 10, you saw Shamia chasing behind Portia down to Houston for that hurricane charity event. Why? Because being Candy's friend wasn't giving Shamia the camera time that she wanted. So yes, she's a little bit opportunistic and calculated, like Angela said on the after show last season. She was willing to ride Portia's coattails and was comfortable in that spot. We've seen these women for the past 10 years hanging out. She's in Portia's wedding. They're on couples trips together, on play dates, birthday parties, girls trips, all these things for 10 years, and you've had this much animosity in your heart towards this girl, and finally you got a peach, and now it's my time to say all the things that I've wanted to say all these years, when we the fans have been looking at y'all on social media like, oh, They've been cool for 10 years, girl. What is this mess you're coming on the show with when you finally got your peach? You're beautiful. You got NBA connections. You got a rich husband. You can sing. You can dance. You can act. You got a daughter that has special needs. You're trying to go through surrogacy. You have all these things going on for you. But you made Portia and some 10-year-old issues the center focus, and then wanted to gaslight Angela and Drew as if you weren't really saying that you had a problem with Portia. But then you went into the one-on-one scene in your white, and all of a sudden you're willing to air out all these issues you're claiming that they were putting words in your mouth for. Calculated.
Mm.
And that's why I can't see it for her right now. Because, girl, you had the ball in your hand to be the
Friend,
it girl.
friend. Now I remember when they were sitting down, the issues that she brought up were the things that we saw during the season, such as Portia talking over her song when she was playing it, and Portia interrupting her during her gift reveal. Now
Yeah.
that's what I remember. Was there something else I missed?
Just
Because
literally
that's why
going
the
down the
group,
timeline of
remember the
feeling
group was
like
saying
it
that. I
was
didn't
a
finish watching season
it
16,
was
friend.
always a one-sided friendship, for me, I felt like, girl, now you just said that the people were putting words in your mouth.
I mean, a lot of people was feeling that way when they was watching it at the beginning of the season, and and then the tides turned because Shamia did stuff as well. You know what I mean? The tides
Mhm.
definitely turned, but the beginning of the season last season, I remember a lot of people being like, "See, we told y'all about Portia," da, 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 da. And they was
But I
whooping on Portia
also
about
feel
Drew, and they
like
was whooping on her about
Shamia
Shamia.
played a lot into that because she knew Portia was coming from all the way across town now. Shamia not new to the call sheets and knowing that the producers will tell you to pop up at a certain time when it's not the most convenient. Portia couldn't film in that house for months upon months upon months. She was coming from all the Atlanta traffic is horrible.
What about when she was talking over her song and saying it wasn't her
Yeah,
vocal?
that I looked at Portia sideways for. And Shamia could have had the people there,
She did.
but it moved away from that when especially when Britt said, "Girl, she been showing me your text messages."
She probably did do that, but I don't think Britt was lying about that.
I don't think Britt was
All
lying.
all right, how I see it though, we do have to go ahead. It's late in Atlanta, it's late in Houston,
It's
and we
late in
do.
Atlanta.
Listen, I enjoy this. I think we need to bring up one more person. No, I'm just kidding.
All right,
No,
thank you for
no,
having
no,
me.
no, no.
Bye.
Well, we thank you so much for calling. We do greatly appreciate your POV, and I want to thank you so much because, like I said, I've seen you around before, and so I want to thank you for
You
being
know, I'm
down.
always up in your Instagram
I
comment section with my
know.
paragraphs.
Yes, and I appreciate you for doing that. It does not go unnoticed, and I thank
All
you. Okay.
right, bye,
Thank
y'all.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Speaking of which, we want to thank everybody before we move forward and get final thoughts and call it a night. This is a 200K week because we just hit 200,000 followers, friends, whatever you want to call yourself, across all our platforms. So no, it's not on one. You know what I'm saying? But across all of them, though. You know what I mean? So we look into that could, and we want to thank you guys. And D, I want to thank you so much immensely for your support. It does greatly mean the world to me because, like, when I saw it, I was like, I don't know if you remember, Sammy. I was like, bitch, I think we on the neighborhood talk. Cause somebody sent it to me. I was like, bitch, are we on neighborhood talk? And you was like, bitch, we on the because Sammy loves the neighborhood talk. He's being
Oh,
very
thank
coy about it,
you.
but he loves the neighborhood talk. And you do, bitch, because you be sending me that stuff all the time. Anyway, so thank you so much, Dito. I really appreciate you. And Sammy, we go way back, and I had to make Sammy show up to work tonight, but he did it, and I do greatly appreciate him for doing it. I thank you always, and I thank all of the people. Y'all know what we've been through over there in the lounge, and I greatly appreciate you. Y'all saw us when it was nothing, and so for it to be coming a little bit of something, it feels good, and I'm glad that people like what we do. Now, with that being said, I would like it if you like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bells, hype the videos. Thank y'all. Yeah, woo woo, and we got some surprises for y'all this week, so look out for those. But and do everything on TikTok. Thank y'all. Y'all been sending stuff. I don't know how to work it, but we thank y'all over there. Facebook, thank you so much. Facebook, oh my God, y'all really hold us down. X, everybody, thank you. With that being said, please give us final thoughts on anything that you may not have touched on or anything that you want to wrap it up with a bow on, starting with you, D.
Well, first, let me say congratulations
Thank
on
you.
200K. That's amazing. And I want to say for me, I discovered you naturally. Like you just popped up on my TL one day, and it's just like, wait, okay, this page is giving it up. Like, and I love following pages that really know what's going on in this, this Bravo world, because not a lot of pages cover everything. And I will say you do such a great job. I enjoyed tonight. I mean, I didn't even realize that we've been on here for like almost 2 hours.
Too long.
Mhm.
Too long. Never
Um,
again.
Sammy, I just enjoyed speaking with you. I think you are hilarious. So I hope that, I get to talk to you both again, because I really enjoyed myself. But as far as the show, there were a lot of opinions shared tonight. And again, none of us are actually in the situation to know what goes on behind the scenes. But I will say this: when it's all said and done, I do hope that it can end here. I think Portia's tweet tonight was very dangerous. And the reason why I say that it's dangerous is because it opens the door, the floodgates for, you tell somebody hotels, now they're going to tell your hotels, and they'll be going all night. They'll be going all night with this. And I just think that it's sad, because you never want to see two grown women playing these types of social media games. You have children, you have families, and these types of things affect so many people. So I do hope that somebody can get them on the phone. Maybe not a pastor, because there's too many pastors going
Oh,
on.
nobody cares. Please, Lord.
But hopefully somebody can sit them down. And maybe it's going to take the mamas mending their differences to really sit the daughters down and say, we need to talk about this, because it's just getting to a point where there's going to be some huge regrets. But I really enjoyed tonight, and I love being in the lounge.
Thank you so much. Sammy, before you get in, could you read that out loud, please?
You know, I don't got my glasses on. I've been up here this whole time in front of this ring light. So whatever that says, I'm not going to be able to present.
Make Sammy work, because he goes MIA. Make Sammy work are the first 3 words.
Oh, that's what that say?
Make Sammy work.
Not you paying it like Portia was paying Shamia.
I work, Sean.
Okay, Sammy, did you have any thoughts that you wanted to get off?
It was fun up here with you, DH. I really enjoyed you. You were a lot of fun, and it's good to know you from the neighborhood talk. Because Chase ain't lying, I did be over there. I'm still.
Thank you.
I'm still getting tagged and stuff. I made comments on weeks ago. The people be cutting me out on, but I don't mind. But and Chase, congratulations, because you've been pushing for this for a minute, and you actually do. Y'all, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but there'd be a lot of stuff to come around Chase desk that he want to keep his integrity for, so he don't even be posting or telling. It's a lot to like interviews he's declined because he think that it's gonna tarnish the morale, which it probably will. But he made it this far, like being really true to himself, and that's actually good to see. So you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you.
When it comes to the show, it sucks. Like we all, this was bound to happen eventually, but I think I want, in regard to Shamia, I want her to be more mindful, and I want her to be a lot more careful and considerate on what she says, because she said herself she talks a lot. Because when you think about it, like Diane was on YouTube Sarah, her mama was on YouTube last year saying like her and Diane are still good friends. So did you even consider your parents? Like you're crying in the vein at the end of the episode. My parents have been together. They've been married for 30, 40 years. But did you consider them when you toss their business out there at that table like that? One thing I cannot stand is for someone to speak for me, or especially speak to me when in a mind frame of presenting it like they're being an advocate for me, when they're really just trying to, get their lick back. How dare you tell my business to all these people like that? What makes you think that I even want them to know that? And now you crying because your parents are your rock. But you, once again, introduce something to this group to the world at this point, hell. So I want her to be very mindful of when she does things, because you can't take these things back. Like once it's out there on this type of platform, it's out there. It's out there. Now you got Portia saying all these things about you and your mama. Like it wasn't worth it. It was not worth it at all. Like and it sucks because people are entertained. But like I was entertained last night, but now it's like, okay, I know we finna go with this. And I'm glad the reunion has aired already, because it could be so much worse. So
we need to run it back. We need a part 2. Sit them down.
I don't think so. I think I don't see them being able to come back from this, unfortunately.
And that's what I wanted to button this up with. And I'm glad that you said that,
If
Sammy.
they do, it's going to be some type of miracle, and they probably won't even be genuine. But one of them, I think I know which one won't be back next year. But that's the only way I can see this actually moving forward, because
somebody got to go.
It's not going to be fun to watch, and I just don't. don't talk about my mama. Don't tell the people my mama's a hoe. I'm sorry, even if she is. That's
But
just
don't tell
something.
my mom. Don't tell nobody my mama stole your mama daycare.
Don't do none of that.
Yeah, don't
And
do none of that.
I just don't see.
The whole allegation was worse than the daycare.
Yeah, come on now.
No,
And the
I mean,
fact,
listen. My thing is, Sammy, please tell me you remember when we was watching that reunion. I immediately text baby when Portia said that Shamia said, "I'm not going to do this out of respect." Ain't no respect. Don't put your paws on Apollo, i.e., Miss Toya. That's your mama, but that's my mama, Miss Toya. That's my mom. I don't give a damn if she stole it, if she bought it, I don't give a damn. Don't you mention my mama.
yeah, I don't see any return, and it's unfortunate because I can't say this. I probably text it to you later, Chase, but Shamia's been breadcrumbing for a while because that tea last night it was just confirmed, but it's been out there. It was just confirmed last night.
You so messy.
If it was out there, who put it out there? Because I know damn well it wasn't Portia or Diane. So who put it out there? So
I mean, D, I know you're an aficionado. I'm sure that's come across your desk. Was that the first time you heard it?
No, but I mean, it was. I'm not gonna lie. Even if I hadn't heard it, I assumed that when Shamia was like, "Oh, if I bring that up, it's gonna go all the way left." I instantly thought a man. I thought a man was involved.
I thought it was a man. I didn't think it was a daddy.
I did not think it was a daddy.
I thought it was a man. I didn't think it was a daddy.
He said, I don't think I've ever audibly made a sound to a reaction on TV. My dad, I literally was in here like, I gagged. But
I thought it was a daddy. I just thought it was Portia's daddy. That's what I thought. I thought, oh my God, like, was she dating Portia daddy first? Like, my mom was in places. Like, but I knew it had to have been like a man in some kind of, capacity. But I was surprised.
I hate this for Shamia because anytime you see somebody want something so bad, but the way that it has been framed, and like I said, I'm looking at it. Do I think Portia don't fuck with Kelly? Come on, let's just call it what it is. But Portia recognized talent. And whether y'all like Kelly or not, the only person that has pressed Portia this season has been Kelly. And Portia recognizes that, and she will work with her. Like, even if she didn't like Kenya, of course she didn't like Kenya, right? But she was still willing to work with her because they all recognize that Kenya is good for this fucking show. And right now, there's nobody that's in that slot. And Kelly's not really in that slot, but you would think Angela would be pressing Portia more this season. She not. Drew not pressing Portia, and then everywhere else, she's pretty good, right, across the board. I mean, K. Michelle did, but y'all wasn't here for that, and it was whatever, right? But even then, K. Michelle really didn't even press Portia. Honestly, no, right? She pressed her on social media. She didn't press her in the scenes. The only person pressing Portia in the scenes and giving Portia that opposition because that makes her character greater. You got to feed, like, I grew up watching wrestling. You got to feed Hulk Hogan a new monster every 6 months to beat, right? You got to swap them out. You got to feed John Cena somebody, right? And so you got to feed Nene to Kim. You got to feed Nene Sheree. You get what I'm saying? You got to give those people something. And Portia recognizes she needs that. So Portia making up with Kelly temporarily is strategic, in my opinion, because she needs that figure, and she would much rather work with Kelly than she would ever work with Shamia. And at this point, I can't say that I blame her, but at this point, like with them saying things like, you don't have to only go to Shamia, you can come to us too if you need things. Y'all know what the fuck that means, okay? And so what I'm saying is Shamia has made it now, whether it's her fault or not, right? She's in it with Angela. She's in it with Drew. K. Michelle ready to turn on her. Pinky not loyal to her. Now she got is Kelly because Cynthia ain't rocking with her. Phaedra ain't gonna never really fuck with her long way. And Portia done with her. So she has put herself in this position to where if you look at the cast, and they're not looking really to change many of the players in the cast, are they going to bring somebody in for Shamia to be friends with, or are they going to let Shamia go because the group won't make amends with her? And if she didn't go to that reunion and make amends with a majority of the people on that show, I hate to say it, but I don't see how it moves forward. And that's unfortunate because I think that Shamia does and could have a place on this show. It just, at this point, I don't see where the friendships align in her favor.
That's true. I
And
think the
that's
only
sad.
person she could easily make up with right now is Cynthia.
Mm-mm.
Not
You
Mm-mm.
after
don't think
that,
so?
not after
Mm-mm.
that, but she told him
Mm-mm.
pull up.
And let me tell you something. Now I didn't post it, but if you go on, I actually listen to Humble Brag because I like Cynthia and Cynthia and Crystal's podcast. I've become a fan of it. But um Crystal brought
What
it up today. Crystal brought it up today, and
what she say?
she didn't say anything. She started moving her hair like this and stuff. And Cynthia, Crystal said, "Well, let's move on." And Cynthia said, "Let's." Done.
I think her only hope will be K Michelle and getting real strong with Pinky.
It's not enough.
Well,
It's not enough, y'all. But with that being said, we've had enough, and we want to thank you so much for tuning in. We do greatly appreciate you for watching. We got shows coming all this week, so make sure that you guys are locked into No Chaser TV because it is where you want to be. We have. I was going to say it, but I'm not. We have shows all week, so just make sure you're watching, okay? With that being said, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, hit the hype button on YouTube, do whatever y'all need to do on TikTok, do whatever y'all need to do on X and on Instagram. And before we go, please, to the people, tell them where they can find you guys, starting with D.
Yes, you can find me at yes, that's D. Mainly on Instagram. I'm on X too. I'm also on TikTok. But yes, YESTHATSDEE.
All right. And Sammy, do you want the people to find you? Because if y'all looking for him, he's not very hard to find. He is definitely in the neighborhood talk and No Chaser TV comment section raising hell. So it was at one
I don't
point
raise
he was
that. I
so
just
bad.
get my opinion, and the people don't be liking it.
Yeah,
But
it was one point I was waking up in the morning like, Sammy.
because some of the people talk crazy to me, and I'd be like, I know this Chase stuff, but you ain't gonna do that to me. Actually, over my opinion. But no, I'm on X and Instagram. Both it's ITZ underscore Sammy Sosa on both.
All right, y'all. Well, we do want to thank y'all so much for watching. And we're gonna wish y'all a good night, bid you adieu, and peace out. Bye, y'all.